You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, it's AFTERBUZZ TV's Game Control Live.
Hey guys, and welcome to Game Control Live in a brand new studio. Check out the digs.
It's so pretty.
So pretty. And we're rocking out to some Cave Story themed guitar cover by Family Jewel 7X. He's got a lot of awesome themes, guitar covers. I think almost 100,000 subscribers now. So check him out. But joining me across the table, the lovely duo, Kaori Takee.
Hey, I miss you over there. I'm used to sitting next to you.
I know, we're used to sitting together. This is weird. And Raychul Moore.
Hi.
And so when the camera pans to you guys, people just won't be able to handle it. Their minds are going to explode. That's what we're doing. Sorry for blinding you.
Because I want them to continue to watch.
That's true.
Sorry for blinding you. And guys, I'm Dave Klein. Right now, John Quick is stuck in really bad LA traffic. But we have Phil Spitek with us in the studio, in the booth. What's up, Phil?
Everybody.
So hooray for Phil. And Grant sadly cannot make it, but it's that time. It's rush hour time in LA.
It is.
Yes.
It sucks.
So, we got a bunch of topics for you guys today. We got a bunch of quotes from around the industry from the likes of Warren Spector. Cliffy B always has some interesting quotes. And we have other quotes. We have a whole lot of quick hit news stories for you guys. But before we get started on all of that, we got an interesting story coming out from some Superdata that warns that gaming could risk another 1983-esque crash. I'm talking about the giant Atari crash of 1983 that almost caused gaming to not exist until Nintendo came out. So apparently, it was a bunch of Superdata that was put together that's stating that gamers are completely oversaturated in the amount of consoles they own. And that everything's shifting to mobile. What do you guys think?
Definitely, I don't think it's shifting to mobile. I think those gamers are two completely different styled gamers. Just because you're a mobile gamer doesn't mean you're going to be a console gamer and vice versa. But I do think that the market is oversaturated with crap like Call of Duty. And for a while there was all about Rock Band and Guitar Hero. But I think those things are going to come and go. And the core gamers will stick around.
Yeah.
I also think it was a different time back then. The technology is way different and much more limited. And right now, I really don't think that's going to be a problem.
It was a different time.
It was.
It was a different time. Yeah, I think the thing about when you read this report is that they're talking about, well, there's more gamers than there used to be, but such and such are the percentage of people who already own consoles, and they have more consoles than they used to. Well, that's because consoles have been out for a longer amount of time. So I probably have like 15 consoles. Mm-hmm. And they're saying like the average person has 2.5 consoles. And it's just like, because I have a half of a console. But it's just like, the point is like, you know what, this is the longest we've ever had, really, since a new major console release. It's been 8 years. So I think that this is a terrible speculation.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's not correct at all.
I think the gamer world is ready for this.
Yeah.
It's not going to have a problem, really.
No.
I know my body is ready for this. Yeah, so, and then I kind of agree with what you were saying too, Rachel, about the mobile demographic being different. And it's just a different style of games. And a lot of people, you have a phone anyway. So yeah, things are going towards mobile. But it's just a different, more casual gamer. And there are more gamers than there ever used to be. Because they're probably defining a lot of those new gamers as the people who just play games on their cell phones anyways. So those are the new gamers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I guess. they're casual gamers. They're like cute gamers.
I mean, it's so convenient to play a game on your mobile phone. Let's be fair. If you're at the doctor's office, you want to bust out a video game on your mobile phone.
Something to do, well, yeah.
No, I mean, it's fantastic.
There's nothing new to look on Twitter, and you have nothing else to look on the internet, and you've got 10 minutes to kill. Yeah, sure.
You know, like, I consider myself a gamer, but I sit there and use my mobile phone to play games a lot of times, so. And it's growing, which is good.
Yeah, I don't actually play on my phone at all. I'll play on my iPad.
There's a silly game called Stand of Food. I recommend it.
What's it called?
Stand of Food. You make hamburgers and pasta, and it's ridiculous.
Oh,
Dave's
sorry.
already-
I'm playing
he's
Tiny
already playing.
Wings. I'm sorry. I was
You
busy
dirty
playing.
mobile gamer.
Boom.
I mean, it just feels like I'm at the doctor's office. I was like,
Yeah.
I pull out my Tiny Wings to play.
You felt like you were at a doctor's office while we were talking?
Yes.
What were you trying to say here?
I was trying to say I go to a really good doctor's office.
Okay.
So Alyssa
Good
Weiss
save.
is chiming in that she has 4 consoles, just as an example. Joseph Bose is saying that he thinks the Superdata is trying to create chaos because gaming is so popular today. And then Rob Winston pointing out that he has one himself, but his parents have a Wii, but don't use it for games. So I mean, I think, and Watch Tower Base has 1 console, unless you count the PC. But I think that it's just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes when you look at data, statistics can be correct, but I think in this case, I don't know. I don't see it being at all on par.
I
The
don't think so
1983
either.
gaming crash. I think gaming's more popular than it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's debunked by us. Debunked.
Denied.
Moving on. Let's talk about that's a quote. So
Boom.
we got a bunch of quotes. Our first quote comes from Warren Spector, who believes we need to observe both the good and bad of games. So this quote comes from just kind of, in general, Grand Theft Auto 5, and he was thinking about, and this is from GamesIndustry.biz, where he does a lot of articles.
Warren Spector's a freaking genius.
Yes, Warren Spector's amazing. He made Deus Ex, the original. He made Epic Mickey most recently. And he's about to start working on another project. But he, basically he was talking about how it's just been so ridiculous every time you've seen an article before, and Grand Theft Auto got him thinking about this, about how gaming affects people. But he's been seeing more and more articles about them proving that games have positive effects. And he's saying that he read an article that games, quote, rewire brains. And this is his quote, is, "As much as I rejoice, as we should all rejoice, that public opinion is swinging our way, with science leading the charge, I'm oddly troubled by scientific support of our wonderfulness. There's both joy and terror in studies that point to direct causal effects attributed to the playing of games, even when those effects are wholly and unarguably positive. Terror? A strong word, but not. I think an appropriate one. You see, as soon as we say games can have these positive effects, we have to be prepared to hear in response, doesn't that mean they can have those bad effects too? And the only answer I can come up with is, yeah, we do have to acknowledge that possibility." So what do you guys take away from that?
Well, I think that there's a lot more non-dangerous gamers than dangerous gamers. Having someone do something dangerous and calling it, blaming it on gaming, which is ridiculous. It's a very rare occasion.
Gaming's not going to make you dangerous. You've either got problems beforehand or not, and that's basically
Gamers
it.
are a lot more harmless.
Yeah,
well, I
we
think
are.
his point is he was pointing to certain articles and scientific studies that were finding that, say you play a fast twitch game, it leads you to have a better sense of where things are. You play a lot of first-person shooters. Generally, it improves your vision, your peripheral vision,
absolutely.
and
hand and eye coordination as
right,
well.
your hand and eye coordination, and also puzzle games are
Yeah.
going to improve your cognitive skills.
Yep.
But so he was basically saying, well, while there's all these positive effects we're definitely having, there's got to be some sort of negative effects, and that's what we, as game creators, as him being a game creator, has to watch out for and
I
think
think
about.
that depends on a person-to-person basis. I really don't think we can say gaming as a whole has negative effects on people. Like, they're talking in chat about people getting lazier because of technology, because we have cell phones. Look at Wall-E. And I really don't think it's the fact that we have technology or gaming that's turning people into this. I think it's more of a personal problem. It's a person-to-person case.
I feel like a lot of this stuff's already been there too, and I mean, you look at Wall-E and things like that, and there are people who let food overcome who they are, and there are people who don't. So maybe we'll just kind of see a new evolutionary turn where some
self-control.
people are able to.
Yes,
self-control is going to be the new
self-control.
thing.
It's self-control, whether it's gaming, food, alcohol, any kind of addiction. Technology can be, if you constantly need to be on your phone, it can be a little bit of an escape, and it's just self-control.
Yeah, I mean, I see his point that, of course, with all the good comes some bad. I mean, it's always there's always a balance, but it's really what side are you going to choose?
Right. Well, I mean, I think to his point is that he was saying, like, there are definite things that we're getting, like, you play a game, your vision is going to improve, and there's a possibility that maybe there's something we don't know about that gets worse.
Well,
we just don't know.
Your vision could decrease too, like mine did.
Did yours?
Yeah, I have to get glasses now.
Is it from video games?
I think so, because when I was a kid, I had really good vision, and as I got older,
Are you sure it's not from working on a computer every day?
It's TV, I think.
Or maybe it's just everybody gets worse vision as they get older.
we all do.
Well,
That's
no.
kind of a human thing that happens.
Grades.
I'm trying to see his points.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, there could be, and we just don't know at this point. But it is a good news that we're finding more and more positive effects. Joseph Bose is saying, Rachel is right, gaming is a person-to-person situation. Most people can't live without it. I can.
I can't.
I can't.
Yeah.
No, I guess I probably
But
could.
I'm not losing my mind because of it either.
The media has a tendency to think gaming is the reason why people snap. And I mean, Warren Spector did address this, that just like he thinks it's insane that people correlate that. And I'd agree with that people tend to over-correlate those situations with gaming.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think he's just saying that there could potentially be a flip side. Now that because he was basically saying that before he thought studies meant nothing, there was no positive or negative effects. And now that we're finding conclusive evidence there are positive effects, he's worried that there's going to be some negative ones we have to worry about.
There's a positive and a negative to basically everything. in the world. Cheesecake is awesome. Too much cheesecake, not good.
Cheesecake is awesome, but the negative is that it's not as good as normal cake.
What? That's
I don't
lie.
know. It depends on the cheesecake.
And cheesecake is the best kind of cake ever.
Okay, well, so we got you the wrong type of cake for your birthday, apparently.
Now we know.
Now we know for next year. I'm a fan of cake. Cake is the way to go. Cake.
Normal, standard, original cake.
I'm all about cake. All right, let's jump on the next quote from Cliffy B. Always having some fun quotes from Cliffy. Yeah, okay, so Cliffy basically thinks that Steambox and Oculus Rift will define next gen, not the Xbox One and PS4. Let's go through this quote. Quote, when asked by the A-List Daily what he thinks will define the next generation of games, Blazinski said this: things like the Steambox and Oculus Rift, honestly, I'm friends with a lot of the folks in Microsoft. Microsoft has been very good to me throughout my career. I'm friends with the folks at Sony. But when I think about my gamer instincts and where I'm going to see a lot of the most disruptive and innovative gaming, I don't see it in the $250 million budgeted game that costs $100 million to market. Because when you have that high of a budget, the amount of risk being taken decreases exponentially. I was more excited about playing games like Gone Home than any console release. I'm thoroughly excited to drive into Grand Theft Auto 5, but sitting on my desk looking like war and peace to me right now. And he goes on to talk about he's rebelling. I don't know if it's because I'm rubber banding or rebelling against my AAA background, but I will buy a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Am I more excited for that than the Rift and Steam? I think Sony and Microsoft are going to do just fine, and it's a known entity. And that's kind of basically it. But basically, he's more excited about Oculus Rift and Steambox.
I love Cliff. I really do. With that comment about, don't know if this is just coming from my AAA background. that was a little unneeded. Thank you. I completely 100% disagree, and I hope to God that the Oculus Rift, or however you say it, is not our future. I
still haven't had a chance to use it because apparently I was lucky because not using it at PAX made me avoid getting pink eye. I found out.
I remember that.
But it's shown time and time again with all the different times we've had virtual reality. Then we had the iToy or ITV the iToy on PS2.
Yep.
And then we had it again on the PS3, and we've got the Microsoft Eye and all that crap. Time and time again, it's shown that nobody wants this shit. A few small group of people.
I don't know. The Virtual Boy is probably the most successful system to date.
Right. A few small group of people think it's kind of cool for about 10 minutes, and then everybody moves on.
Alyssa White's saying, I think Oculus Rift is just a gimmick and not really going to take off. I can see a lot of people having medical problems with it. Actually, what we've been hearing is that people love the Oculus Rift who's used it. That's what we've been hearing.
The first time they play it, they love it, but nobody actually is. I don't know anybody that's like, this is how I want to play the rest of my games. They're like, oh wow, walking through the beach was cool.
Yeah.
But that's not how I want to play my games.
Yeah, I don't have interest in the Oculus Rift myself. I get sick really easily even with simulators. Yeah. So the idea of putting that in my head, I just don't like it. Steam is starting to interest me, however.
Well, here's Oculus Rift, I kind of see because it's a cool new tech, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to define next gen per se.
Hell no.
But then Steambox, I really don't get, honestly, and this is my perspective. So if you guys disagree, please let me know. But to me, the Steambox is, I just do not get it at all. People in the chat, if you disagree with me, Raychul, Kaori, if you disagree with me, please tell me.
I'm starting to be interested in it.
But explain it to me, because why would you buy a Steambox if you have a PC? Why would you buy it? You already have every game on your PC.
Yeah, it's for people, I think, mainly who don't have a gaming PC, and it's a good idea because...
Grant, come argue with me.
I know. I think it is a good idea, but I have no need for it because I got a gaming laptop specifically so I can run the higher end games. So I really don't need a Steam box.
I mean, the thing is though, that's why I buy a console, so I don't have to keep on repurposing my PC. That's what I like about consoles. As someone who's more of a console gamer, I have a PC and I have Steam, but if there's like a $400 price point for a Steam box, I'd be like, well, why would I buy it? I have a PC.
Yeah, it's. I don't think we actually need it.
So to me, that's more of the insane thing about Cliffy B saying that he thinks Steambox will define next gen. To me, that's crazy.
Well, I think maybe to him that the PS4 and the Xbox One, it's yet again another console, just a new generation. Whereas Steam and Oculus Rift look different and have a different entity as a whole, so it's new to him. So that's why he's like, oh, this is where we're going.
Yeah, I think in the end, gamers just want a controller. They just want to sit down with a controller or a mouse and keyboard. It's that simple.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but I mean, like to me, the reason that Steam is what it is because you can upgrade your PC, and that's why it's so big, and then you have that giant backlog, which is amazing. But then if you already have a PC with all that stuff and you can connect a controller to your PC anyways, why I just don't.
But if you don't have a PC,
but if you don't have a PC, I have a Mac. I don't have a PC.
I have a Mac as well.
But apparently Steambox won't play every PC game. It only plays games that basically run on Mac because of what it uses.
I feel like the Steambox is a little bit of a step down, or it's kind of like a beginner console for people that don't want to spend the money on a really big gaming rig.
Or if you want to play a shit ton of games real quick.
But my question then with this Steambox though is, are you going to have to upgrade it? Because that's what you have to do with PCs to be able to play the newest games that are going to be on Steam. So, I mean, that's my question. But I'm sorry, Cliffy B, that 8 years wasn't long enough for you for a console cycle. I'm sorry.
Long enough for me.
So, another quote from Anouma, who's basically, he's taken over as the new person who's creating Zelda games. He wants to change up Zelda's formula. And basically, he's addressing a quote that that people were rumbling, where he said where he previously stated he was tired of making Zelda games. And he's saying that's not the case, and this is what he meant. He said, when I say I'm tired, I'm not talking about making Zelda, but rather the same constituent that has been used to make Zelda up until now. While on the subject, in regard to how we've always done things the traditional way until now, why does it have to be traditional? That's the question I've been asking myself. If we don't change that, we can't make something new. We're slightly approaching The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds with that mindset, and also the next Zelda title, which we intend to continue changing. However, this brings us to the topic, exactly what is The Legend of Zelda about? And he goes on to, basically he just kind of wants to shift things up so it's not as cookie cutter. That's the general.
This could be good and it could be bad. Changing Zelda just because you're tired or just because you want to change it is bad. Changing it to keep up with modern games but still trying to keep the Zelda games, feeling Zelda, that's a good idea. I feel like maybe he's going at it for the wrong reasons.
I'm a little scared and skeptical. I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out, but it kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy failures all over again. How they were so good and then they started becoming trash because they were just keeping up and changing the gameplay and everything.
So
agreed.
I would say that I think that we should do
someone can't
grab
we have someone here.
Pull that chair up over here.
What? No place for me to sit.
And that's John Quick.
John Quick, and there's a mic under the booth. So John Quick here from LA Traffic. Hooray, John!
Yes.
And sitting in the booth for once.
Down there.
Awesome.
It's like prom
Down
again.
there.
Boys on one side, girls on the other.
I'm out of the booth. This is awkward.
Okay. That's
Well, at least you have your pants on this time. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You don't need to know that because this is still a table that you can't see above. But back to Zelda real quick. So I think basically he's saying that he gets more fired up with every change they make. And I kind of think with Zelda, it is getting cookie cutter. And I love Zelda. And the fact that at least they take 4 years before the new one, I'm still fired up for every new Zelda game. But I honestly, Skyward Sword to me was one of the worst ones in the series. And it was kind of okay, I know what they're going to do. I get it. Okay, I got the item.
I
now I have to
didn't
use
like Twilight Princess, but I loved Windwaker.
I actually love Twilight Princess.
Ugh.
But I love Windwaker too.
Loved Windwaker.
But Skyward Sword was
change.
but
I'm just scared of too much change.
Yeah.
Taking it too far away from what it is.
Yeah.
I to be perfectly honest, it's one of Nintendo's largest franchises. They're never really going to go far away from what made it.
I don't know. I mean,
but I don't think they've done as good of a job keeping the Zelda series fresh, but also keeping it at its core as they have done with the Mario titles.
Yeah, well, Mario, they've just been okay.
Until recently,
Yeah, Mario's been a little.
These little Mario Brother co-op games is a little tired. I don't want any more of those. But with Sunshine and then Galaxy and then Galaxy 2, those are huge changes in that series. 100% change from what they used to be, but they were still really good and they still felt Mario.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Super Mario Galaxy, and that's what I think that he means by this is he just wants to make changes so it's not so cookie cutter,
Zelda
not
Galaxy.
so formulaic. I
Yeah,
don't know
but
about that.
but it's but it's now that the paradox of where the hell do you go? It's kind of Mario Galaxy. Yeah, it was a great game, but it's kind of when you decide to put everything in space, it's kind of like you've jumped the shark. Like where are we? Where else are we
Mario
supposed to go?
Universe.
Like Mario Universe, Mario Fourth Dimension. What if Mario's a Time Lord? Who's up
He
for
is,
that? As
obviously.
Mario
Well,
is the
we
next,
have all
He's been
kinds of
playing a
Marios.
lot.
Mario
He's been
is
watching
the-
a lot of Doctor Who.
Mario-
lately.
Mario is the
Amazing.
next Doctor. Come on.
Mario can do
That would be amazing.
That would be
No,
amazing.
that would suck.
Then
You
Mario
don't
would be
know who
really
the Doctor
oversaturated.
is, that's why.
I don't even like Doctor Who.
So, okay, I think
'Cause you're weird.
here's where Mario needs to go. Mario needs to take Super Mario World and make a game like Super Mario World 3D, like a 3D version of that. Because after Super Mario 64, that was what I wanted to see, where you have different level, like worlds, as opposed to just being stuck in your kingdom, which Super Mario 64 was stuck in the throne room. Have a giant adventure of Super Mario World.
Open world Mario.
I say they do the same thing as Super Mario Bros. 2, where they have different. They have Luigi, Mario, and Peach and Toad, and they each have their own specialty. They need to do something like that again.
Well, they just reskinned another game, Doki Doki Panic. So
Yeah.
what could they reskin? What could be the best idea?
Mario
to
Fallout.
Yes.
Mario Bioshock.
I like
Mario
Fallout.
Skyrim. Oh my
Alyssa says I'm
gosh.
staring into her soul, so let me stare. But the mic quality is kind of, there's an echo in this room we're still figuring out because it's a brand new studio, so that has to do with the mics, guys. So but I think with Legend of Zelda, I'd be down for some change. And also, Rachel, for you, he was saying that the new Zelda title is going to have some similar features to the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD.
Nice.
He's kind of bouncing
That
off
was
of that.
just for me.
So
Yeah.
there you go. He actually said this one's for Rachel.
Yeah.
A
He
new one
did.
came
Yeah.
out and said that.
He's like the one with the U.
Exactly.
The one with the Y.
All right, so
Just the Y.
let's go ahead and jump on to our gaming moments of the week.
Oh wait, I
or
missed.
no, John.
I missed Cliff Bleszinski finally touched back with reality.
Is this him touching back with reality?
This is the closest to reality that I think we've seen Cliff Bleszinski.
Nah.
Do you think Steam is the future?
I don't think Steam is the future. I just think about the wacky, crazy shit that he has said, that we've read off. This is the closest to reality. I'm sorry, I digress. I was impressed by that. Moments of the week. Dave, please.
No, I mean, my thing was more of like, I think like Oculus Rift is very cool and could be revolutionary once it's not a giant square in front of your face. But to me, like, Steambox was just like, as we've talked about many times, John and I do live together. I just do not get it. I just don't get it.
They're roommates.
We're like this.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Oh God! Oh my
Okay.
God!
Oh no.
So gaming moments of the week.
That was my gaming moment of the week right there
Yeah.
for Game Control Live.
This is why John's usually in the booth, is because this is what happens.
Because I do things like that. I'm completely inappropriate. He can't take me out.
I can go so far with it, and then there's a point where I'm just like, okay, I can't fake it anymore. I just can't. So, my gaming moment of the week. We'll start with mine. So, I actually have a video, and I've talked about this game before, but this is the first time. Hopefully, it will all work, because the first time I tried to show it, we were doing a test show, so I couldn't show it. The second time, the video didn't work properly because we're in Studio B. But in Studio C, I believe in you. There's a new trailer for Shovel Knight. And holy crap, you can see it on all these monitors, and hopefully it's full screen for you guys, boys and girls, right now. So, we can just go ahead and like skip ahead to 30 seconds into it, if you would like, Phil. But basically, Shovel Knight has come out with a brand new trailer, and Shovel Knight's a game I've talked about before on the show.
Just hit play. It's paused.
So Shovel Knight's a game I've actually talked about before on the show. There we go. Listen to this epic music.
It looks pretty cool.
God, I got half a stock. Awesome.
It's also because you're drinking out of the same cup I was using.
Well, damn. So it was in front of me. Sorry.
So
Continue.
it's okay. So that's what happens when you're running late and your mind says like that. But Shovel Knight, it's outside of the amazing music and the fact I got to meet the guy who composed this music. I've been talking about how this to me is like what the new Mega Man could have been, should have been. It has so many different 8-bit glory moments in it. It shows you doing bullet hell and dodging bullet hell. This new trailer for Shovel Knight shows a bunch of new moves from Shovel Knight. So it shows jumping and dashing forward in midair to solve different puzzles. But to me, this really makes me want to design games. Like, I actually majored in game design, and I was watching this like, this is the type of game I really wanted to make when I was a kid, and I'm almost regretting my career choices. What am I doing? I should be making Shovel Knight. Why am I not making Shovel Knight?
Never too late.
But there's the bubble stuff that you saw right there. They've got it looks like mini bosses that they're showing you, similar to Mega Man, which had mini bosses.
I like his helmet.
But it's like you take DuckTales, you mix DuckTales with Zelda 2, as they're saying, but I say it's DuckTales. DuckTales with Mega Man. Basically, DuckTales meets Mega Man, and that is this game with epic-ass music like Mega Man. So Shovel Knight looks amazing. This is my moment of the week, is this new trailer for Shovel Knight, and we finally got to show you it. I've been trying to.
Yay! I
Third
love
time's
it.
a charm. All right,
Love it.
so that is my moment of the week. John, we'll give you time to recuperate, and we'll go over to Kaori for her moment of the week.
Thank you.
Man, all right. I am going just to throw out that I finally got online for GTA 5, and that is my gaming moment of the week, short and simple.
That's very short.
I did too,
How long
I
did it
did
wait?
too.
How long did it take you?
It took a couple days.
Okay.
And, it's a couple tries as well, and finally I made it in yesterday, so.
Yep, I played it finally as well. I uploaded a Raychul Plays on my new YouTube channel of me creating my hideous character.
I watched that video, and that made my day. That was hilarious.
She's a monster. But it's a lot of fun. I haven't done any heists or bank robs or anything. I played with 3 fans, Hayden, Fierce, and Maniac Garth, and we instantly went to the strip club. Like, as soon as I made it through.
So boring.
When I made it through the tutorial, we went to the strip club. Had a hell of a time because there was some guy sitting outside the strip club sniping everybody who wanted to go see boobs. So we had to take care of him, and it was awesome. And then if you kill all the strippers, you can walk around back, and then you can get on the stage. It's great.
Oh,
All
that part sounds cool.
Until I can get us official, here is your man card. Take this. Go forth. I think I've mentioned this before, Rachel. Yeah, it's now. You're automatically welcome to the brotherhood.
Thank you. It's good to
Let's
be
go.
here.
Sometimes I feel like Rachel's more of a man than I am. It's kind of
I was
it makes me feel bad.
actually gonna say it is kind of interesting because I would say like the two people that are bringing the most testosterone are like right in the center. You and Kaori just all pushed out to the side.
That's why.
Full
That's okay.
estrogen.
You know what? When I come home, all the pussy flocks to me. We have 2 cats. We have 2 cats, and they both flock to me when I come home.
Which kind of makes you a crazy cat lady, which yet again, proving my point.
That's what I want to be when I grow up.
I call it being
cat lady?
I call it being the alpha male. That's what I say.
Yeah.
John, what's your moment of the week?
My moment of the week was I finally got a Baldur swag sword.
Yes!
Like
Baldur swag sword in the house!
For those of you who don't know, of course, this is going to be our Dark Souls tie-in for the episode.
Dark Souls moment of the week.
Because we got to get at least one in.
We should probably create a graphic for that. It's the Dark Souls moment of the week.
We should.
It should just be Grant going,
Yes.
Oh, that'd be perfect. That would be perfect for the Dark Souls moment.
Yeah, so like it's a weapon in a game that you get from these guys called the Baldur Knights, which apparently for some people it's like an automatic drop, but for me, I had my item discovery up to max, and I was doing nothing but running around for about 3 hours and killing the same guys repeatedly. Like, it wasn't even fun. I was just like, run, there he is, boom, psh, dead. Did he leave it? No. Shit. Boom, dead. Leave it? No. Damn it. So, like, that was me for about 3 hours.
That's when you pull up your laptop and pull up the Raychul Plays and watch Raychul Plays while you're doing that monotonous stuff.
Yep.
Right?
Raychul
Yeah.
Plays
Smart.
are the best
Good
videos
plug.
on YouTube.
There you go. Alyssa White says she's a proud
Shameless
crazy cat lady.
self-plug.
Alyssa White, proud crazy cat lady.
I want to be a
So are
crazy
you.
cat lady.
Are you a crazy cat lady?
I
Call
have
in
no
424-256-1729. Because I forgot to say that off the bat. But please call in 424-256-1729. Everything about this new studio, it's throwing everybody off. Everything off. There's romance in the air.
Suddenly Grant's John. It's weird. It's
It's
weird.
weird.
world.
And suddenly everything works. The mic
Yeah, I
works
know,
because
I
John's
know.
there and not Grant. That's actually, that's why the mic's working. So,
'Cause he knows better.
let's go ahead and get to our quick hits because we have a slew
Slew.
A butt
slew
ton.
of quick hits. So Half-Life 3 is oh wait, no, it's not happening. It isn't
The
happening.
rumors
I
are
mean,
back and forth.
yes.
We gotta quit believing what we read on the internet.
Yeah.
It's happening, it's not happening. It's happening, it's not happening. Who cares until they actually announce something?
I care each time.
Look,
I
they
can't.
registered a domain.
I won't.
Half-Life 3 was registered, but then Steam came out and said that it wasn't them, and then this registration got taken down.
I'm a dreamer.
Well, yeah,
That's what happened, by the way.
It was registered in Europe, which is like really kind of random. Like, why would Valve, an American company, decide to register their game in Europe?
Because they were in a cave
I don't
hiding
even
somewhere.
want Half-Life 3 anymore. I'm so done. I'm over it. It's been like cock teasing me for long enough. I've moved on Half-Life 3.
Yeah,
I don't want you anymore.
you know, I was
You
actually
almost have me convinced. Almost.
You know what? I've actually been reading a lot of people like complaining about that, complaining about how incredibly like everyone was like Half-Life 3 is going to be this holy thing. It's amazing, and a lot of people are bitching about like, come on, guys. Basically, they said like 9 years ago was Half-Life 2, and they said, guess what, guys? This is a trilogy, and for 9 years, Steam, which is now super successful, hasn't come out with Half-Life 3.
No matter what they do with Half-Life 3, it can never live up to the hype now. It's past that point.
It is poised to become the next Duke Nukem Forever. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to clarify that because you all know what I'm talking about. So those of you hating right now, shit.
I'm going to be talking to my grandkids about this when I'm all old and on my deathbed.
They'll be talking to you about it, and you'll be like, yes,
like,
I get it.
remember the days we would talk about Half-Life 3.
I
Still not out.
It just came out, Grandma.
And then that's when I'm dead. I'm just like, what? And dies.
Can I just say how disappointed I am that Duke Nukem Forever did come out? Because I really enjoyed making that joke all the time.
I actually kind of liked it. It was very Duke Nukem-esque. It was everything I want in a Duke Nukem game.
Well, I mean, there were strippers at the beginning.
There was boobs, crass humor, language, violence, and aliens. That's all I want in Duke Nukem. I got it.
I think I lost count.
I was happy.
There's that many things. I lost count. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to agree with John here. I think Duke Nukem Forever was a really bad game.
I like the jokes, and it would make fun of other shooters, and I just liked it.
It was a game in the 90s. It was basically a 90s game that came out in 2012, 2011.
Actually, if you watch it, like when you go through the game, you're basically following the evolution of first-person shooters from when they started making the game until the end. It basically starts off as like this 90s kind of like funny, you know, super shoot 'em up, and then it transitions to like the weird kind of like more intelligent puzzle solving Valve stage, and then it goes all dark and gritty, and then it just like ends somewhere along the lines of realistic military shooter. It's basically like an homage piece to the past decade of FPS, only it sucked. So, you know.
Well, Hayden Gorin says, God, Duke Nukem was so shit. That's, I think, the quote.
It was fun.
He's adorable. Oh, Hayden.
So Rich,
He's a dog for it.
The Rich B21 saying The Last Guardian is starting to be that way too. One of these teases.
Agreed.
And speaking of which, another topic that we have is that The Last Guardian is still a game.
Yeah, it is. Does Santa Monica Studios still have it? Because last I heard, they were helping out with it.
Shuei Yoshida told Games Industry Biz during this year's TGS was that they're waiting for the right time to reintroduce The Last Guardian in an appropriate way. The game is in development, and it's well-staffed, and Ueda-san is here working, even though he's not a Sony employee. He's dedicated to the product, but we're not ready to update yet. So, that was from Yoshida. Yeah, I honestly don't know about the Santa Monica studio.
Developers, stop announcing your games when you're not ready to announce them.
Well, I think it's just since, like, Shadow of the Colossus was, like, such a long time ago, people were like, when there's new one, where there's new one, where there's new one.
Stop talking about your
games. And when E3 comes,
they're
they're like, hey, you know, it's E3, and we better have a giant announcement for E3. The Last Guardian looks pretty good.
If it's not ready, I don't want to hear about it. Don't.
I just want it. I don't even care.
I don't want to hear about it.
You know what? I will say, unlike Half-Life 3, which I'm kind of like, I'm over it, The Last Guardian is a game that no matter how long it takes, even if it's another 10 years from now, I'll still be like, when's The Last Guardian coming out?
I'm like that with Eternal Darkness 2. That's all I want in life.
Too bad it's never going to happen now.
And Bully 2. That's all I want in life as well.
Because of the Kickstarter campaign that completely
Damn it,
went to
Rockstar.
hell.
Stop giving me GTA.
Damn it,
Bully
child
2.
molesters. That's another reason, too, for Eternal Darkness. If you guys remember from
Stop
beforehand.
ruining my fun.
Yes, guys, please do remember the child molestation. That's there's one takeaway. Remember that.
Well, hey, when a major developer who was trying to do the Kickstarter right during the middle of the Kickstarter turns out to be a child molester, that can do wonders for your Kickstarter.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Bad news bears.
We have some news that Rachel will like a lot. We have a video. This video is about Anita Sarkeesian. Many of you may know Anita from our previous talks about her. The panel was fairly split, but mostly we don't like her.
Less talks, more like Rachel's raging, and then Grant saying Grant things.
Yeah, more like, yeah, so we have some mixed opinions, but this just came out, basically actually a couple weeks ago. This video was found from her during a 2010 lecture at her Santa Monica College, where she was doing a lecture. And God, am I glad I'm not in any of her lectures. But let's go ahead and play the video.
Which was funded via Kickstarter.
I think it's 45
When interviewed
seconds
about
in.
her project, she
this
often
is apparently
talks about how
narrated
she's a
by,
gamer
Stephen
herself and
Hawking,
is
so,
motivated.
thank you.
Or Anonymous. Anonymous does.
Some of her university
Here we go.
lecture suggests this isn't the case. The following clips were taken from a lecture Anita gave at Santa Monica College in California back in early 2010.
I'm going to show you a remix that I just finished this weekend and no one else has seen. One person has seen it. It's a soundtrack of one song, except I'm doing video games. So it's not exactly a fandom. I'm not a fan of video games. I actually had to learn a lot about video games in the process of making them.
There's too many dicks on the dance floor.
Sweet.
I like this song though. That's
Also,
awesome.
just because I've only contextualized it in a way to critique male domination in our media. And also video games, like I would love to play video games, but I don't want to go around shooting people and
Wait, Phil, can you go to 20 seconds in now? Can you go to 20 seconds in to this video now that we have this context here?
This is a
So it's just
women in video
about
games.
20 seconds. So yeah, like right around there. So okay, where's the? Oh, you clicked on the audio. You turned the audio off by accident. Yeah.
10 playing Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. So I've been playing games for quite a while. And in addition to being a lot of fun to play, games have lots of positive benefits as well. So again, I've been playing games for a while.
Okay,
However,
so you can cut it. So
recent
basically,
analysis of
her
some-
most
She
recent
doesn't
thing.
know what she is.
After her Kickstarter campaign, she started talking about how much she loves games, how she's been a gamer for forever, how she's always loved video
Just because
games.
you played Mario when you were 10 years old, honey, doesn't make you a gamer.
This makes my blood boil. I want to walk
know.
out right now.
After all the
Gosh.
things she said about us, and this is what we find out, you lying.
It makes complete sense then because all of her stupid videos are stupid.
It proves that she was just using gaming for her own bitchy benefit, and that it really didn't come from actually anything.
Because I mean, I can't imagine being a woman and being obsessed, like, oh my god, this is fucked up, this is sexist, oh my god, I can't wait. So obviously she's not a gamer.
No, she
I-
used us.
I don't think it discredits her as a gaming expert and as a gamer. I'm definitely gonna say that. Like, obviously she's branding herself. Like she's using it as a marketing technique. Games are now her marketing technique for pushing her agenda because apparently she couldn't get anybody else to care about anything else, so she chose to latch on to games. It doesn't 100% dismiss everything that she's saying. Like, there are stories of sexism and
In every media form
Yes.
known
every
to
media,
man.
but here's the thing, the one thing
Oh yeah,
that
I
I will
forget
say,
you're a fan of this chick.
I'm not a fan of this
How
shit.
dare you?
No, that's gas.
I'm saying that we could, games have the opportunity to be better than television, to be better than movies in this respect. We can
But
be
I
the
like
grand
this
all-inclusive.
stuff. I like overly sexualized women. I
I
like being
don't
a big buff
care. It
man.
doesn't bother
it's not
me.
going to
It's-
go anywhere.
It's just
I
meant
mean,
for fun.
I don't know why it's offensive for her. For her to sit there and talk about something and then lie and say that she's a gamer and she knows what she's talking about, she's played all these games or whatever, and then have no idea. Middle finger.
Yeah, I think to me the more the point of this video to me is that she's been saying ever since we saw that the Kickstarter campaign is she keeps on going to all these talk shows like we saw where she's like, I'm a gamer, I love games, I've been playing games my entire life, and then this video comes out from 2010 before she started her Kickstarter campaign where she's talking about how she never really liked video games, she doesn't like them, maybe she liked them but she doesn't and she never plays them. So it's more of the fact that she's been straight up lying to everybody. And John, you're right, she's been trying to push her agenda and she's trying to now brand herself as a gamer. She's trying to brand herself that way, but this is proof she's straight up lying.
She's using us as and gaming in general as a bitch board, just something to bitch about.
When I sent this to Rachel, I was like, Rachel, you're gonna like this video because this
I
basically
wanted to wait
discredits her.
until we watched it on the show. I was like, nope.
It made me angrier watching it this time around.
But it basically it does very much discredit her a lot because a lot of the clips that she shows too, and this is another thing that came out is a lot of the games that she's been talking about and bitching about. Every single game that she shows a clip of is from a Let's Play video that she pulls it from, which is fine, and I get that when you're editing, you don't have time to play as many games as she shows. But that means if she hasn't been playing games since she's a kid now, and every clip that she pulls is from a Let's Play video, has she actually played these games that she's bitching about?
No.
And does she actually understand the context of where these clips are coming from?
No, I think a lot of times in her rant videos, it has shown that she doesn't understand the context because she does very much glaze over the times that women are portrayed very powerful and are portrayed as the heroes. She tends to glaze over anything that doesn't stand with her agenda.
Yeah.
And now we know why. It's because she doesn't actually know what she's talking about. She just wants to bitch about women in general and how they're portrayed in general. Well, this kind of behavior is not going to help your case anymore.
I think she just hates guys. I think that's all.
Yeah,
it is.
she
She
does.
does.
hates
She
men.
has a very
Sitting there on a stool in her
big
flannel
problem.
shirt.
I don't think it's as simple as she hates men. I think she wants to be
You're right.
famous.
She really hates men, and she wants to be famous.
I think she wants to be famous, had some feminist leanings, and was just like, well, I can talk about feminism. Tried talking about feminism and wasn't getting anywhere, so she decided to talk about feminism in games.
No one should become famous for complaining. That's just a
little
disgusting
Kickstarter
thing
off of blasphemy.
Yeah.
I know.
She
You
should have to give her money back.
Well,
angry nerd. What's his name? The angry video game nerd. Yeah, angry video game nerd.
Yeah, you.
For becoming famous for being complaining about things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, basically.
No, at least he was
AVGN.
funny about it. He's funny about it, just like Yahtzee. He bitches about everything.
Yeah, Yahtzee, you
but
too.
He's funny about it. He's funny and it's silly and it's just kind of tongue in cheek, and that I like. And it's funny.
It comes from a place of love, is essentially what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
They love to hate. What
No,
they
I think
hate.
that is the difference. And the thing that a lot of people have been calling her out on for a long time is just saying like that she doesn't know what she's talking about. And I think that if she did, it would kind of show. And that's why she's shown. And I've always said this, like, to me, I think that the points she brings out aren't necessarily bad. It's fine to talk about that. I just think she's a terrible representative, and she's a terrible person to be doing it. And this just further proves it. So here's what we need to do is not watch her next video, and then hopefully more and more people will stop watching it, and get people like Kotaku and every other website to stop posting her videos, and then people will stop watching it.
You know what I'm kind of wondering? So there's not exactly an influx of production value in her videos that she does, and she's not playing these games. She's just swiping them from Let's Plays. It's been a long ass while since her last videos. What the hell is she doing?
I think she does.
the money
I think she
gone?
does do all of them at the same time because she's still always wearing the same pink flannel shirt. She's always in the same position, but I think she just splits them apart and releasing them.
Well, yeah.
She also always has this look on her face.
Yeah, she talks from the side of her mouth.
Yeah.
Here you guys.
Yeah, where did all that
Watchtower
money go?
Bay says she wants to be a Kardashian wannabe.
Well,
she wants
she
to be
kind of is a
wannabe.
Kardashian.
Gotta have a sex tape for that.
When's that coming?
Yeah.
I'd be actually not that I want to see Anita's. Actually,
Stop.
I'll watch it.
No, but I'm saying I want to see it happen.
No.
I want to see it happen because it would be hilarious.
No.
I would laugh so much if there was a sex tape of Anita that came out. It would make me laugh so
Well, it would be
hard.
with another girl, probably.
Probably.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on from this.
I wasn't going that way. I didn't say it. So, next topic. Capcom is cutting jobs in Europe. So once again, Capcom cutting jobs, which this is a company that hits for me because there's so many Capcom games I grew up and loved.
Yeah, but they have been kind of shoveling shit for a little while now.
What are you talking about? Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Resident Evil. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But then there's Lost Plan.
Actually, Lost Planet 3 was supposed to be really good from what I heard.
From what you heard.
From according to Grant.
Well, Grant's evangelizing for it. That actually does give it a little bit.
Still, even if it's kind of good,
You know, I like
it's
Dead
not
Rising
good.
2. I know Rachel hated it, but I actually like Dead Rising 2. But none of their games are really doing well. And I mean, Resident Evil was awesome up until after 4. So Resident Evil 4 was amazing. And then...
I don't even remember.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, what has their last big game? I feel like Dragon's Dogma is doing.
I
really.
hated that game.
I just got it. And I'm about to start playing
shit.
it. So
no, you need to play Kingdoms of Amalur: The Reckoning. That is the best RPG we've had in a few years. Console.
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
No, I wouldn't count Dark Souls in the same category. It's completely different.
All right.
What about The Witcher? I need to play The Witcher. Actually.
I didn't like The Witcher
Really?
either.
The Witcher 2?
No.
Well, there's been like
Its travel system's busted.
Hasn't there been just a giant like talent drain from Capcom? Remember there was like a story a while back where it's like everybody who was anybody just decided that they were just saying screw you to Capcom and left. Like the creator of Resident Evil, the creator of Devil May Cry, and then of course like the creator of Mega Man, Keiji Inafune has left.
Well, Keiji, did he leave? I thought he got fired or something like that.
Well,
he's gone.
You know, any way you
And it's
run
not
it,
like his new game's doing well at all.
Not in the slightest.
Not in the slightest.
It's like anybody
What
who
is
is
it?
What is it called? But it basically, like, completely blew Kickstarter the hell up. It got like $2 million on Kickstarter.
It's like the something 9. It's like the Wonderful 9 or the.
God, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to tip of my tongue, but I can't remember.
Yeah, basically, he
I know
announced
what
it
you're
at
talking
PAX
about.
this year, and like within a day, he met like 3/4 of his Kickstarter goal of almost $1 million.
It looks really good though.
So he didn't really show that much of it. It basically just looks like, do you like Mega Man? Why make another Mega Man game?
Oh, doesn't that
And
excite
I'm like,
you?
okay, Keiji, I'll take it.
That excites me. I'm like the only one on the table, like, yeah, but
I didn't put money into the Kickstarter. I'll just buy it when it comes out.
This would be like pre-Kingdom of Crystal Skull. Spielberg saying, "Hi, my name's Steven Spielberg, and I'm making another Indiana Jones. All my money, all my money, money, all money."
But see, I'm kind of like, yeah.
Well,
Kill him.
No crystal skulls.
No,
but
he's
okay.
saying before that.
Before that.
Before you knew what Crystal Skulls was going to
Before
be, if
Crystal-
he said, I'm making new Indiana Jones.
I would have said, "All my money. Here is it. Here it is.
No.
Every single."
No. I
Yes.
knew
Yeah.
what it was going to
It
be.
is. It is kind of sad that to hear about the cutting of the jobs. Yes, it's true.
But it's still
Capcom.
sad. I mean, just
It
because
is
it's a
sad.
company I grew up with, and even back at like games like Ghost and Goblin, which actually is a pretty terrible game, but still a game that kind of grew up with. So GTA Online launched. Let's talk about that because it did pretty well. I mean, basically their servers didn't crash at all. People got on right
It
away.
did crash
And
for a while.
oh wait, no, that's the exact wrong story.
That is
Yeah.
why
Wait.
I had trouble, and that was my
you couldn't
gaming
even
moment of the
sign
week.
into their freaking
Ugh,
website.
It was awful.
Nobody. How can nobody learn from everybody else?
I know.
Like it's. Do they just like lowball it every single time? Is like that is like when they're buying up servers. It's like what's the bare minimum of people that are actually gonna get on this
Maybe
thing?
they wanted it to crash, so it would be like, oh my gosh, GTA 5, everyone's playing it online, it's crashing. Maybe they want to
So
make
you're
a big
talking about
deal.
it more. So by the way,
Yeah.
the new Mega Man game is called the Mighty Number 9. Thank you,
Mighty
Alyssa
Number
White.
9. Okay.
So yeah, Mighty Number 9. But anyways, yeah, I think
Actually,
I don't know. I
thank
think
you,
it'd be
Kevin. Kevin answered that correctly first.
Oh, sorry,
See,
Kevin.
Kevin, I got your back.
I got your back,
sorry.
Alyssa.
Sometimes I just like see one thing. So yeah, Kevin Moreno, you were the bomb for answering that correctly first. But yeah, back to GTA's online launch. I think it'd be a bigger story to me if there hadn't been any problems. Plus, watching Rachel do the character creator, I mean, like, the character models are really bad in the game.
They're terrible.
Really? Like, I mean, like, come on. It's GTA 5. You couldn't do better with that?
Why do I only get to customize my grandparents? I don't even get to customize my grandparents. And then you customize which of my parents look more like the grandmother or the grandfather. This is the stupidest character creation ever. Give me Saints Row.
Well, I guess if you like
creation.
looking atrocious, it works out, right? For people who are like, finally, I get to look like me.
It's expected to look I'm expected to look atrocious in video games.
I want Saints
Do
Row
you? I
character
don't know.
creation in every
Unless
game.
I'm on the Nintendo Wii or Wii,
I don't
like
know.
a
The Wii
cute.
is
We're
not
cute.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
But it's cute. It doesn't look atrocious. It's cute. It's simple and
That's
cute.
cute.
It's simply done well.
My Commander Shepard looks exactly like me, and I'd fuck him.
Oh, okay.
My
That-
Commander Shepard was cute, but she never smiled. She was always so grumpy.
Well, why don't you just do all the happy options?
That's
I
true.
did, but she was still always so grumpy and snarky.
Even when she was having sex with the robot and having the robot
She
pleasure
never,
her?
she never had sex with a
Oh,
robot.
wait, that was
she...
Saints Row 4, wasn't it?
No,
that you did
I thought
that?
we were talking about
yeah,
Commander Shepard or Mass Effect games.
Yeah,
We
I-
were, but then I
was
was thinking
like-
I saw you do that in a Let's Play video.
now my Saints Row character has sex with everybody. Mass Effect character, she only sleeps with Kaden. She's a good girl.
I was wondering because I was just like, wait, you can't have sex with Legion because if you could, I would. That would have been like key one after Tali. But
No, just Kaden, and I waited for him in Mass Effect 2 because he wasn't around because he was really pissed at me. So yeah, that's what I did. That's my video game sex life.
Yeah, it's pretty active. In Fable, she has like you can't even count how many STDs she has in Fable.
I have a wife or husband in every town. Yeah.
Because that like just goes. I don't know. It just multiplies in Fable.
But in Mass
does.
Effect, you're suddenly a prude.
And
Yes.
in Fable, you can in Fable you cannot be married to anybody. Like I've had like 0 girlfriends and found out I had a couple STDs, and I was like, what the hell?
You're sleeping
Ooh.
I
around.
didn't sleep with anybody in Fable, and all of a sudden I have like multiple STDs.
In Dragon Age, I'm good too.
They're
I
airborne.
only would ever hook up with Alistair, and then I married him, so that was.
So apparently
that was
there's a
cute.
theme here where BioWare games you're more likely to be one type of person girl,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
but not Saints Row 4.
Yeah, no Saints Row. No.
So speaking of kid-friendly things like Saints Row,
Family fun.
family fun for the family, there's a new Angry Birds theme park, and it
Wait,
is
what?
yeah,
China.
in China. Rovio Entertainment's
Oh,
Angry Birds
Lord.
franchise is opening its door to the public last week, reports the Chinese publication People's Daily. So this is in East China's Zhejiang province in the city of Haining. So they've been working on this since 2011.
City Heine?
So I don't
Haining
know.
or something.
Haining.
Haining.
Haining. I'm not good at Chinese. Japanese I'm good at, not Chinese. So
Why
sorry.
the hell does anybody want a Angry Birds theme park?
Because the Chinese like
Apparently,
it.
over 1 billion people do.
Why does
Yeah.
anybody like Angry Birds?
Well,
I don't like Angry Birds. Am I the only one that
Stupid
doesn't
as
play it?
hell.
I think it's
I
okay.
hate it.
It worked while I was on the toilet, but that was it.
There's better things on the toilet to play.
Not when Angry Birds first came out. There wasn't much. Now there is.
True.
Angry Birds, dear Lord.
Fruit
But-
Ninja.
Oh God.
You know what? Yeah, there's Fruit Ninja, but you know what? It made me think is like, come on, Nintendo, get your act together. I want a
Yeah.
Nintendo theme park, and I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How awesome would it be a Rainbow Road roller coaster?
Oh.
And there's no rails on the side, so
And
you
we
actually
might
fall off the
fall
edge and die.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd almost like to say that Nintendo has a little bit more dignity than that, but
No.
I remember the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and that goes right out the window.
I love the Super Show. I still watch on Netflix. It's so good.
Captain Lou Albano.
And I don't think Nintendo is out of the question because they do have
It's
a
on
Hello Kitty.
Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Oh my god.
I know.
I need to watch this one at home. Other news.
Erica will hate me because I will be saying, "Well, excuse me, princess."
Oh my god, you're right. The Zelda show. That was terrible.
Oh god.
Zelda show was terrible. Mario was okay just because of the wrestler who was playing Mario.
Yeah.
That was the only reason it was okay.
Lou.
Actually, I used to like when I was a kid. Yeah, Lou Ferrigno, right?
Captain Lou Albano. No, Lou
Oh.
Albano.
Albano,
Lou
yeah.
Ferrigno.
Yeah, totally wrong person. Anyway,
Got mixed
it's
up
just
too.
Lou. But anyways, I would love to see Nintendo theme park. That's all it makes me think about.
It'll be in Japan though. So
Well, I want to go to Japan. So,
let's
just
all go to
everything-
Japan.
Me too. I've
I
always
can
wanted to
even
go
go
there.
to Japan. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get to some comments and questions from you guys. So, Joseph Boza, last week we asked, what would you guys do? Steambox, how do you feel? Do you want it? What do you think? And Joseph Boza on YouTube said, I think the Steam system will do very well. I'm excited to see what other features it has when it comes out. I hated the Ouya when it came out because it looked horrible. Depending on the price of the Steam, I might purchase it. It depends on the marketing it does when the system comes out. I hope it has backwards compatibility to play other games from different systems, i.e. Xbox 360 and PlayStation. Well, it won't have that, but it will have backwards compatibility for every Steam game you have that might happen to be games from Xbox 360 and PlayStation that they released for the PC. But that's it. They're not gonna, like Sony and Microsoft, never be like, hey Steam, you can have all of our games. You're welcome. That's not gonna happen. But yeah, I guess that's the one good thing about Steam to me is at least it's backwards compatible, you know? I wish Xbox One and PS4 would get their act together.
I know.
they just want to get
Or release
Wii
like
U
an
is.
add-on.
Wii U is.
We could. Why don't they release like an? Didn't Xbox 360 have an add-on at some point? Little USB thing plug in. And... No. Okay.
I think it was for
Xbox 360 had backwards
player.
compatibility.
Oh, it was HDD player. Well,
Yeah.
why can't they have like a little plug-in that plugs in USB and it reads other games?
Because that makes too much goddamn sense.
Because people would buy it and they would make money.
Pay for it.
They don't want to make money, Rachel. Are you crazy?
They're Microsoft.
Yeah.
They want to lose money on the launch and then make money, but lose money on selling the consoles.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's how it works. All right, guys.
Stupid.
So question for this week, for you guys for next week on YouTube and Twitter, tweet us out. Please do let us know. What we're going to ask actually is about Cliffy B's quote, because I think that's the most interesting thing of all this going on. What do you think is next gen? Do you think that, like, do you agree with him that really Steambox and Oculus Rift are what's got your gears red that you're really excited for? Or do you think that, hey, actually PS4 and Xbox One are pretty next gen to me? So what do you guys think? Let us know. And before we head out, I do want to say, please do check us out on our YouTube channel, Game Control Tube. Come subscribe, come follow us. Come check us out on Twitter, Game Control Live on Twitter. That is at Game Control Live. And currently, we are now switched, as you noticed, especially for you guys just checking us on YouTube who are confused. Why weren't you guys on Saturday? What's going on? Well,
Yeah.
currently we're going to be at 7 p.m. Pacific time Tuesday. If we make another change, we'll let you know. But for the time being, check us out next week, 7 p.m. Pacific time Tuesday. Hopefully that'll work out for you guys who actually like to go have a life on Saturdays.
What?
What?
or sleep.
I enjoyed being stuck inside that
Or
goddamn
sleeping.
room
Yeah.
for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So guys, this song playing right now is Dragon Roost Island from Zelda Windwaker. Yeah, Windwaker. Rachel. Windwaker.
I do love me some Wind Waker.
Featuring Alex Culang, and it is by waltzforluma. That's M. So check out some awesome remix for you guys. And guys, once again, I'm Dave Klein. You can find me on Twitter at @TheDaveKlein. That's Klein. And if you guys like Dark Souls, Dark Soul. Wow.
Yes.
And if you guys like Dark Souls,
Don't
check
hit the
The
table.
mic
Don't hit the
vetoed it.
table. Check out my YouTube channel, which is Dave Control Live, like Game Control Live, but with
Cute.
Dave in the name. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you're
I
so
like
witty.
But I do other games too. But if you guys like Dark Souls, I do a lot of content about that, and it's getting pretty big. So cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find me at NowQuick on Twitter. And I'm also that thing in the corner of your eye that you just can't see quite right, and when you turn, it's gone. That's where I am all the time. Yes.
Play 7 days.
And you can find me on Twitter. It's @TheRaychul, and on YouTube, it is youtube.com/Raychul Moore.
You can find me at KAORIOUS, Kaori's, and tweet me and let me know what 3DS game to play at the gym. That's it.
Luigi's
Mario and Luigi. Oh, wait, no, Mario and Luigi would probably not work at the gym, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I want to play. Well, sometimes when I get kind of lazy, I just go on the bike.
Professor Layton.
Professor
Layton.
Yeah, Professor
Okay.
Layton's the one. Awesome game.
Do you agree with Rachel? Tweet us.
Yes, and tweet us. Professor Layton's the way to go. All right, guys, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week. Later, guys.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Oh my God.
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect